sociology. So what are the difference between this sociology and common sense? First of all, this commonsensical knowledge, sociology, we know that it is a systematic study or scientific study. And this common sense, this notion of the scientific or systematic is not attached with this commonsensical knowledge. So what is common sense? You can say that the knowledge taken for granted, or the knowledge that you can say that appears on the surface. Like there is an example of Durkheim. Durkheim says this man created God, or you can say man created a religion or religious belief. This is the idea of Durkheim. But the ideas that was floating for many centuries was God created man. Lots of people having these ideas just because these ideas comes from somewhere, from their forefathers, and that this knowledge is just for taken for granted kinds of idea or knowledge. It is not verified, or it is not actually proved, or you can say gained after examining something. Without examining somebody, if had an idea that God created man, that actually comes from the surface, you see something like that. But Durkheim, as a sociologist, it examines this statement, these ideas, whether it is true or not. After examining certain kinds of ideas through some methodology, you can approve or disapprove that ideas, and you have certain kinds of ideas based on that examination. So you can say that this common sense and sociology has fundamental difference, and that is common sense assumes those ideas, those knowledge as true, which is floating on the surface, which appears on the surface. While sociology or sociological knowledge comes from examining if there is something underneath this floating or a surface. So first you can say that common sense, what appears, taken as the knowledge comes from what appears on the surface. So for the common sense, rely on the knowledge floating on the surface. Without examining. Whereas sociological knowledge or the sociology, the knowledge comes after examining if there is something underneath the floating ideas. Okay, for example I have given that sociologists and common sense common sense talks about God created men, but giving no evidence for that. Sociology, or you can say sociologists like Durkheim, have the idea that men created God. So this idea has some basis. These ideas, we can say, these commonsensical ideas, it is this just for, you can say, for the sake of the knowledge that is having, without examining, or you can say without having any scientific base. But this sociologist Durkheim says, or for this idea, based on certain methods, they try to prove their stance. So this sociological knowledge actually examining something, and the common sense, sensical knowledge, it take all the knowledge as it is, or you can say taken for granted kinds of knowledge. Second one, we can see that this common sense, most of the time, common sense always, or most of the times, most of them, reaffirm traditions. It is because these traditions and traditional institutions, some kinds of ideas are floating and people accept those as it is, or sometimes just to reaffirm those ideas or those traditional things. The common sense it actually sometimes, or most of the times, reaffirms those traditional ideas. But sociologists not so. Sociologists sometimes challenges traditions also. So you can say, because sociology has some kinds of logical or methodological backing, so sociology many times, or most of the times, goes against these traditional kinds of knowledge. So you can say that this sociological knowledge most of the time challenges traditions. So basic difference is, one is affirming, another one is challenging. So common sense reaffirming, affirming and reaffirming the traditions, reinforcing the traditions. But sociology many times challenges the traditions too. For example, we have the idea of domesticity of women. You can say the role of women in society. Role of women in society. Traditionally, if you are following some kinds of traditions of 16th, 17th or 18th century, the role of women was totally different if we compare the modern women. So if those kinds of ideas, are floating and people actually find those ideas as truth, or you can say they just take it for granted that women's role is nothing but keep houses in order, or you can say produce children, be submissive, etc. So these kinds of knowledge that women have the potential to do household chores women have no ideas about the outside world, or you can say scientific environment. These kinds of ideas actually reinforce those patriarchal mindset of the time, and these kinds of ideas actually is called common sense. Whereas sociology examine through certain case studies that it is not so. There are women who have the potentials to do far better than men. The women collectively, if they are not doing the things as par with the male counterparts or better than that, it is all because the social structure or the social setup, social conditions provided to the women. So this structural problem is there. Because of the social structure, because men and women's differentials, because men and women's having the opportunities to excel, these kinds of things, because of these structural conditions are there. That's why women are far behind than men. If women are provided similar kinds of opportunity, there are chances that women can do better than men in society. So the basic thing through certain kinds of case studies comes in sociology that challenges traditional ideas, traditional knowledge too, or you can say traditions altogether, challenged by these kinds of sociological findings or knowledge. Another another kind of difference you can say that sociology is based on evidence and the common sense is based on assumptions. So you can say that common sense based on assumptions, while sociology or sociological knowledge based on evidence. Means some kinds of empirical studies are there, some kinds of data is there to support your ideas. So for sociology, those data, those empirical studies, those case studies are important. Why? Common sense. For common sense, if you assume something, some knowledge as true, it is true. There is that is not required to be proved because you assume some knowledge as true without even going to prove or disapprove. So sociology and the common sense has these kinds of differences too. So this you can say the third point. And for example, poverty. Causes of poverty for long period of time were assumed one of the major cause of poverty was because the attitude of the poor, that is indolent behavior of the people. They are poor because their behavior. So indolent behavior, they are not actually they have no attitude to work hard for betterment of their situations and like that. So such kinds of ideas were floating for a long time, and that ideas, when examined, the data support just opposite or another things, and the another ideas that comes up, it is not because the behavior of the people or the indolent behavior of the people, but because of the structural inequality, or you can say because providing less and less opportunity to certain people, this kinds of poverty exists in society. So poverty, the cause, a major cause of poverty for sociologists is structural inequality, and this is supported by data. In the data, you can say certain kinds of people acquired enormous wealth, but there are a large chunk of the people who have very, very few, you can say, few resources to share among themselves. So this kinds of inequality is there. Because of these inequalities, those who are having much wealth are more likely to invest and earn money or raise their income, and those who are having less and very less resources that are not available to invest, they are most likely to remain in the low strata of the society. So these kinds of study is done in sociology to back the idea through evidences, through some certain kinds of survey, certain kinds of research. But in common sense this is not required. You assume some kinds of ideas are true, and you assume ideas true, so you don't need to go for examining or prove it or check if it is true or not, or provide some kinds of evidence to that. So this is the difference. Another difference, we can say that this common sense knowledge, you can say, is restricted in certain way. Like certain kinds of commonsensical ideas, certain kinds of assumptions in certain specific region could be different from another region. So you can say region-wise, or you can say even gender-wise, caste-wise. Every individual on the basis of individuals, on the basis of certain groups, these could have certain kinds of assumptions in their mind, and that is for the common sense of that group, that individuals, that region, or that groups. So this common sense is not a kind of universal ideas. It is restricted in certain way. While sociology, you can say, idea that it could be relatively universal, or it can give a kinds of generalization. So these are the things, the basic things. There are also many parts you can write in this way, but the basic thing is these things are the basic one. You should understand what is the difference between common sense and sociology. From the very beginning, sociology has to answer that no, this is scientific, a systematic and scientific discipline, and this is totally different from commonsensical knowledge. So you can say in all that you can say that this common sense rely on perceptions not necessarily based on scientific evidence or scientific methods. So, this last point, this common sense. Common sense based on the perceptions, based on the ideas or the belief, not necessarily backed by scientific, not necessarily backed by scientific methods. Scientific methods. But sociology are based on, more focused on scientific or scientificity or the scientific methods, the knowledge acquired through certain kinds of observation, certain kinds of comparison and analysis, or you can say that certain kinds of research methods are applied, like survey. So after having certain kinds of methodology used, ideas or knowledge gathered in sociology. So sociology are focused on causality rather than superficiality. What appears is different thing, maybe different thing from the actual one. So the focus is causality than superficiality. So these are the basic things that is there in the context of common sense and sociology. However, this common sense and sociology is not mutually exclusive. Why this is so? This is all because for providing, you can say, a starting point for sociological inquiry, you need certain kinds of common sense. For example, for formulating hypothesis. For hypothesis, many times you use common sense. Common sense, and in this common sense, the knowledge gained, you have formulated hypothesis based on this common sense, and after this hypothesis, you must remind that this hypothesis is tentative statement that could be proved or disapproved. So if proved, gives a kind of certain knowledge. Same hypothesis, that was a commonsensical hypothesis. If it is proved scientifically, it could be a sociological knowledge now, because it has certain kinds of methodological backing, or you can say evidence or proof. If disapproved, same knowledge if disapproved, you cannot say that this is sociological knowledge, that remains commonsensical knowledge but not sociological. So sociology and common sense have certain kinds of differences, but we need certain kinds of commonsensical knowledge to start our sociological inquiry. So this is not actually mutually exclusive but complementary for each other. So you can say the sociology and common sense are not mutually exclusive, rather it is complementary to each other. Okay, thank you.